one giving us security. God used Donald Trump administration to bring succor to our lives, both Northerners and Southerners. Nigerian military men, the police, and the politicians have actually sold out. They are flukes. We are not depending on them. And come what may 2027, nobody is going to look towards that side. Everybody is believing disintegration and division of the country.
If the Nigerian government continues, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about, and maybe to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians.
Should give ultimatum to the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yeah, Kanu, like I said, Kanu should be free. He's supposed to be freed since. But what is holding Kanu is the Janjaweeds that has actually reduced, scared the Yorubas into such a slavery. Yorubas are succumbed again on and on to the Fulani, their Fulani masters, and yet they are telling you that they're educated, that they are in charge, that they are not afraid of Fulani. Yet Yorubas are afraid. If you see what is going on currently, the Fulanis are in charge. Ask me why. What is it that Mazi Kanu did that warranted life jail? What is it that Gumi is doing right now? Sadano Sokoto, right now, the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria, what do you think they are doing now that does not warrant life or death sentences upon all those sponsors of terrorists in Nigeria? They are walking free all over Kanu State, Kaduna State, Sokoto State. They are moving free all over Asurok and Abuja. Nobody is asking or questioning them. An Igbo man that did not do anything, someone that is actually canvassing for freedom of his people, when they actually over-marginalize, suppress and bring the Igbo down. Right from 1970, they are bringing the Igbos down. They actually promise us no vanquish, no conqueror, nobody is a victim. Yet, Nigerian government has been fighting the Igbos using tight corner policies, stringent policies, government policies on the Igbo people, failure to bring most of the infrastructure and federal projects down to the southeastern Nigeria. Can't you see that all the ports, River Niger and the Warri Port, Uyo ports, located in the southeastern Nigeria, even on there in River State, they are all stagnated. They don't want to dredge these places and make it a first-class international seaport. They only leave a Papa Tinkan Island, where they are raking money of the Igbos, international businessmen. The importers and exporters from southeastern Nigeria are paying with their blood much tolls, seaport tolls. These are the marginalization we are talking about, and this is the reason why I am telling you that division of Nigeria is imminent, and we are looking towards the rendition, illegal rendition that Nigeria, conducted in 2021, 26 June to be precise, 2021. They illegally rendition Mazi Kanu from Nairobi, Kenya into Nigeria, spearheaded, orchestrated, and championed by AGF Malami. That's why it is very possible that if given ultimatum to release Mazi Kanu from Sokoto prison and he fails to do it, Tinubu abduction or kidnap is my and the Gary, even Akam. It's so simple. Look at what happened to Maduro, Nicholas. Can you actually tell me that Manuel Noriega of Panama is not more powerful than this your president? Which president are you talking about? Is he not more powerful than your president? American military forces can do it. Asurok is just as porous as your own house. If America decides to do it, they are going to do it doubly redoubled, triply tripled. It's possible. They can come here and abduct anybody that disobeys America. When USA was gathering their surveillance and information on how to strike Sokoto Caliphate, Nigeria was like telling lies, coming out with many deceptive narratives. America actually did the needful, then went to Sokoto Forest and actually conducted the most successful military operation in African history. They dislodged, disbanded the tent pitched by ASWAP, the hideout of Boko Haram, the bandits and the Fulani, like Karua, Mamuda, and Al-Shabaab, from where they were operating, kidnapping, maiming, and killing farmers, even burning down churches slaughtering Christians. America went there successfully with their airstrike from Gulf of Guinea. Successfully, they succeeded. I'm telling you, nothing could stop America from freeing Kanu and setting the Republic of Biafra free. This is the topic, the major topicality in among the congressmen right now in the USA. Freeing Kanu and treating the bullshit of anybody that calls himself Nigerian president or Asurok strongman. America is bigger than anything. Official structure in Nigeria, federal might, state structure, anything, America supersedes them all. They could operate anyhow, anywhere, using Office of Global Access. So, as you ask me, abduction of your president, if doesn't agree with United States of America administration to do the needful on Kanu case, it is so imminent they can abduct him.
As a nation.
Yeah, the International Charter Committee of Congressmen in America has actually, signed emancipation or recognition of Biafra, and even we are aware of what happened on 20th November 2025 when Mazinadi Kanu was illegitimately jailed by James Omotocho-led, court judgment or panel. See, let me tell you, it was a script written for the presiding chief justice by office of the presidency at Asurok, and this has brought the attention of the congressmen to free Mazinadi Kanu, whether Tinubu administration likes it or not. They actually allay fear that could lead to another thing, let's say annihilation of the tribe from where Nnamdi Kanu comes from. That tribe, of course, is Igbo tribe, which, of course, is 199% Christian, all of them. Then again, ranging from what actually happened to Christian communities across the country, America has actually viewed it to be absolute potential Islamization, extermination of Christian faiths or faithfuls in Nigeria when the ISWAP-led terrorist group went to Adamawa and began the campaign of, if you don't believe in Islam, if you don't recite Quran, if you don't deviate or defect from Christianity into Islam, risk deaths. They started slaughtering a whole community. The entire community were slaughtered by this ISWAP terrorist group, and America has now allayed fear that what is going on in Nigeria is actually what went on in Turkey in the past, when they actually killed the whole Christian in Turkey and grabbed their land. Today you have the Kurds, the Kurdish are one corner, the Turks and the real Turks, the original, indigene of Turkey, are all converted Muslims today. They allay fear that was the original plan of, by the Boko Haram, by Mahmuda, Al-Qaeda, ISWAP, bandits and the Fulani herdsmen. And they actually understand that is the agenda of most of the terror groups that are operating in Nigeria right now. And they are discussing about recognition of Biafra. It is only when Biafra is being recognized, given the referendum, that genocide, Christian genocide, will be halted in Nigeria. I'm telling you that it is on course right now, and America has actually recognized the fact that Kanu was illegally jailed. Knowing actually this fact that the rendition from Nairobi, Kenya is wrong, is an international crime committed by Nigeria, America has stepped into Kanu's case to release Kanu from Sokoto prison. Then to Nigeria, anything is possible. Failure to release Mazinadi Kanu, Tinubu is risking America military operation that we see him in Washington willy-nilly. And I'm telling you this time around that as Somaliland has been recognized by the congressmen at the House of Capitol, Biafra emancipation has been a major debate subject, matter or theme among the U.S. congressmen currently. Mazinadi Kanu, freedom, Biafra recognition. The American lawmakers have been discussing this theme or subject matter over a month right now.
Over a month right now.
Yes.
Okay. But with that being said, you think a lot of people are saying that what the breakup of Nigeria might be inevitable, because just like I said, Adamawa, a church in Adamawa was burnt. Even Riley Moore is crying. He said what? He said he's telling the US military that what the action, and they need, although we saw what happened on Christmas Day, but he said what they still need to do more as regards, you know, the help or the freedom of Biafrans and the help of Christians in Nigeria. He said because ISWAP now are threatening brim and stone. They said what? They said that they are ready to
slay the whole Christians in Christian communities. They have started operation in the urbanities, in the localities, in the township they have right now, you know, invaded towns, various Christian towns and communities in the north. They are slaughtering Christians in Sokoto the other day, burning down a whole passenger vehicle, abducting the entire content, you know, of that vehicle, meaning that the whole passengers were abducted and kidnapped by the ASWAP, and they were all missing. Their whereabouts is now unknown. See, let me tell you, after America dislodged the bandits, the terrorists, the ASWAP in Sokoto forest, they actually swore that Christians are the one that will be at the receiving end. That's why they have shifted their modus operandi into the town, communities, villages, urbanities, all over township in the whole north. And they are marching towards southwestern Nigeria, which was why a police station was the other day at Owo, burnt down. They touched this police station down, set it ablaze, killed many people in our community of Ondo State. You can see how they shifted their base of operation into the town, because they have sworn actually that the Islamization process is on course and nothing could stop them. I don't know what to understand. That's why America should raise up their own military operation. It is the right time that the Mossad, the Israeli soldiers and US soldiers should come together and march towards into towns to pick all these terrorists sponsored by Gumi, Sodano Sokoto, and rest of those northern elites. It is the right time that America should raise up the fact that it's not only striking tomahawk into their bases in various northern forests. It is the right time that they have one-on-one war with themselves. One-on-one altercation, military operation, land confrontation is what I mean to explain to our viewers here. America should raise it up. They should at least, you know, need to do more. Doing more is the best, because allowing these bandits to still exist, they will be visiting churches, burning churches down, killing villagers and people in their various communities. Look at what happened the other day in Adamawa. Adamawa church was touched down, set ablaze by these Muslim pigs operating and slaughtering Christians in their large numbers in Adamawa State. Let me tell you, we need to do more. Even Nigerians in the township, in the village and communities, everybody should be sleeping right now, opening one eyes, closing one eyes. The eye swap, they have actually vowed to eliminate Christians in Nigeria.
Do you think that there will be election in 2027? Because just like I've already said, Jonathan in an interview said, he said America themselves predicted that by 2027 Nigeria might come to an end. Do you think that?
Yeah,
the way things are going, I do not think, because this swap the ISIS want to attack. They want to attack. They revenge.
Yes.
I do not think this will make the American military, just like what we are saying now. Do you not think this will make them more angry and attack bandits more?
Yeah, let me tell you, there won't be anything like election if things are going this way. When Tinubu is planning to buy the whole vote, to buy the whole ballot paper, the INEC returning officers with his money, the ISWAP are strategizing on how to burn down Christian churches, kill people, you know, in various villages, communities. So Tinubu is not going to be fully in charge of Nigerian security, which is the reason why I don't see him winning election. I don't see him conducting a credible presidential election comes 2027, because his mind is not settled. He is having double minds. Rigging election, I don't know what to understand. Buying power with his money. I think concentrating more on the area of insecurity could have given him the better result comes 2027. But being that he's a man that is not concentrated on doing the needful in terms of fortifying the entire border, the country called Nigeria, I think he is going to get it wrong in terms of presidential election comes 2027. Why? He has many things bothering him. He is not in charge in totality. Because why? America has rubbished, messed up Nigerian sovereignty, because the current administration are just monetized administration. weaponized, with money or by money. They are not in charge of the security of the entire citizenry. What they know is what? Disbursing among themselves the national cake. Oil realization. They share it among themselves, corner all the realization into their offshore accounts in Western Europe. Today, nobody is minding whether Christians are dying, traditional worshippers are dying. That's why you see the eye swap, making big, let me say, success, and advancement. They are proceeding down to southern Nigeria to take over everywhere. He is not going to make any impact in 2027. And division, separation, disintegration of Nigeria is imminent. Yeah, I don't think Nigeria will be one come 2027. You have seen what happened. America is the one giving us security. God used Donald Trump administration to bring succor to our lives, both northerners and southerners. Nigerian military men, the police, and the politicians have actually sold out. They are flukes. We are not depending on them. And come what May 2027, nobody is going to look towards that side. Everybody is believing disintegration and division of the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, all across the world today, people are watching. They are watching very closely what is happening in Nigeria, a country that should be a beacon of hope, a country filled with amazing, hardworking people, a country with enormous potential. And yet, Nigeria is facing a crisis of leadership, a crisis of justice, and a crisis of human rights. And I am here today to speak out very strongly, very clearly, because silence in the face of injustice is not acceptable. We must tell the truth. We must say it as it island. I am calling very strongly for the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu. He has been unjustly detained, persecuted, and silenced simply because he stood up for his people. He raised his voice for the Igbo people, and for that, he has been punished. That is not democracy. That is not freedom. That is persecution. The Igbo people are some of the most talented, resilient, and innovative people in Africa. They have built businesses. They have contributed to the economy. They have survived a terrible civil war, and yet, decades later, they are still treated as second-class citizens in their own country. This is wrong. Totally wrong. And let me say this. When a government fears the voice of its own citizens, that government has lost its way. When a government locks up leaders instead of listening to them, it is not leading with strength, it is leading with fear. Nigeria must do better. The world is watching. But it is not only about Nnamdi Kanu and the Igbo people. We must also speak about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Too many times, churches have been attacked, burned to the ground. Too many families have lost loved ones. Too many innocent men, women, and children have been slaughtered simply for their faith. It is one of the great human rights tragedies of our time, and it is happening right now. Every man and woman should have the right to worship freely, to gather in peace, and to live without fear of being attacked. Religious freedom is not negotiable. It is a God-given right. And when Christians are being murdered and their voices are being ignored, that is not only a Nigerian problem, that is a global problem. To the leaders of Nigeria, I say this: the world is watching you. History is watching you. Release Nnamdi Kanu. Stop the persecution of the Igbo people. Protect Christians across your land. Show the world that you are ready for peace, for justice, for fairness, because a nation that persecutes its own people cannot stand strong. To the international community, I say, do not remain silent. Do not turn your back. Silence only empowers the oppressor. We must speak for those who cannot speak. We must stand for those who are silenced. The people of Nigeria deserve the same freedoms, the same justice, and the same dignity as every other people on earth. I say to the Nigerian youth, you are the future. You are strong, you are smart, and you are the hope of your nation. Do not lose hope. Do not be afraid to stand for justice, because the world is beginning to hear your voices. And I say to the Igbo people, your struggle is seen, your pain is recognized, your contributions to Nigeria, to Africa, and to the world will never be erased. You are not forgotten, and you will never be forgotten. Let this be a turning point. Let this be the time when justice prevails. Let this be the moment when the government listens to the cries of its people. The immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu is the first step toward healing, toward peace, toward unity. Nigeria is too great a country to be torn apart by division, injustice, and persecution. It is time to choose freedom over fear, justice over oppression, and unity over division. So once again, I am calling, as strongly as possible, release Nnamdi Kanu now. Protect the Igbo people. Protect the Christians. Restore freedom. Restore justice. Restore hope. God bless the people of Nigeria. God bless the oppressed. And God bless the freedom-loving people all over the world.
My fellow Nigerians, today I address you not only as your president, but as a father of this nation. A leader who has walked through decades of Nigeria's challenges and triumphs. A man who has seen conflict threaten our unity and has seen peace restore our dignity. I come before you with a heavy heart, but also with unwavering hope, because I believe in the strength of this country and in the courage of our people. Nigeria is a nation rich in diversity. Diversity of tongues, cultures, traditions, and perspectives. Yet, beneath these layers, we remain united by a shared destiny. A destiny that no challenge, no judgment, no event can destroy. Our bond was not built in one day. It was forged through sacrifice, through history, and through the collective decision of millions of people who call this land home. We have stood together in joy, and we have stood together in sorrow. Today, I ask that we stand together once more. The events surrounding the judgment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have stirred deep emotions across our land. For some, this moment has brought anger. For others, confusion. For many, a sense of helplessness. And for countless families, especially in the Southeast, it has opened old wounds that never fully healed. I am aware of the tension in the air, the fear that many feel, and the questions that are being raised. I have listened closely to the voices of our citizens, those on the streets, those on social media, those in community meetings, and those who have reached out through their leaders. Let me assure you, my people, your concerns are not dismissed. Your emotions are not irrelevant. Your voices are not unheard. As a democratic nation, Nigeria rests on the foundation of law and order. Our
Nigerian
courts
military
have
officials say
spoken
the leader of
as they are
Nigeria's
constitutionally
indigenous
mandated to
people
do.
of Biafra,
The
Nnamdi
legal
Kanu,
process
is on the run.
has followed its course.
He
But I
reportedly
want to
went
make
into
something
hiding
absolutely
after the
clear.
military declared IPOB
Justice
as a
is
terrorist
not merely
organization.
what
His
happens within
whereabouts
the
became
walls of
known
a
since
courtroom.
the Southeast
Justice
Governors Forum
is also the
declared
atmosphere we
activities of
create
his
as
group
a people.
proscribed.
An atmosphere of fairness,
The federal
dialogue,
government also filed a
compassion,
suit before the
and
Abuja Federal
understanding.
High Court
I
seeking
understand
the
the
revocation
pain
of the bail
felt
granted
by
to
many
Mr.
in the
Kanu, who is
Southeast.
standing treason trial
I
along
understand the
with three
weight
other
of
people.
history that sits heavily
Some
on the
sources feel
shoulders of
that
our brothers
intelligence
and
has
sisters
revealed
in
that
that
Kanu might
region.
have gone on the
I
ground, and
understand the
security
narratives
officials
of
are contemplating
marginalization,
about following
the
legal
demands
process
for
by holding
equity,
his shorties
and the longing
responsible.
for dignity. These are not abstract concerns. They are real human concerns. They are concerns carried by mothers who fear for their children, by youths who are uncertain of their future, by elders who remember a time when the land trembled with conflict. These concerns deserve empathy. They deserve attention. They deserve solutions anchored in justice, not force. But today, I say to all Nigerians, let us respond not with violence, not with fear, not with division, but with calm, patience, and unity. This nation has weathered storms far greater than what we face today. There were times when the very soul of Nigeria shook, when it seemed as though we would be torn apart. Yet, each time we survived because Nigerians chose peace. Nigerians chose maturity. Nigerians chose nationhood. And once again, we are summoned by history to choose wisely. To our brothers and sisters in the Southeast, I say, your concerns are legitimate, your emotions valid, and your hopes important to our national journey. You are not outsiders. You are not forgotten. You are not excluded from the promise of Nigeria. This nation is your home as much as it is the home of every citizen from the north, west, south, and middle belt. Nigeria is incomplete without you. Your creativity, your enterprise, your resilience, and your intellect are invaluable parts of our national identity. Let me be unequivocal. My administration is committed to a peaceful, democratic, and consultative approach to resolving national issues. We will not shut the door to dialogue. We will not ignore grievances. We will not allow legitimate concerns to be drowned in the noise of conflict. We will work tirelessly with community leaders, traditional rulers, elders, stakeholders, and representatives of all regions to build a path toward peace. However, let me speak with equal clarity. Nigeria cannot progress if we allow violence and fear to rule our streets. We cannot build schools, roads, industries, and opportunities if we allow chaos to consume our cities. Our children cannot walk into a prosperous future if the present is filled with destruction.